There is so much uncertainty in the USA right now. It's beyond disturbing. Most human beings like to be secure. They don't like to be uneasy about what's going to happen, and it's exactly what we have. Politically, both Trump and Biden are in trouble. They have huge problems, and no one knows how those problems are going to play out. So that presents an opportunity in the political realm. And one young American has seized that opportunity. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. His name, Vivek Ramaswamy. You know him. Age 38, born August 9th, 1985. He made a pile of dough by founding the Rovant Services, a pharmaceutical company, in 2014. In fact, he had capital gains of $37 million in 2015 after he sold part of his company. So Mr. Ramaswamy, I know I'm going to have trouble saying that name all throughout the show, is a wealthy man. And now he wants to get into public service. So he was born in Cincinnati, that area. He attended Xavier High School there, Catholic school, Jesuit. He was class valedictorian, went on to Harvard, summa cum laude in biology. The man is super smart, maybe a genius. Then he went to Yale Law School. This guy is ultra intelligent. Then, as I said, he founded this company, he made a pile of dough in business, and he got out of the business and into politics. So he made an impression in debate. I think everybody would understand that. His polling average, according to Real Clear Politics, is 7.6%. He has no chance to win the nomination, but he's building up his profile for maybe 4 years down the road, whatever it may be. Now, Ramaswamy is shrewd. First of all, he is a Trump supporter. Go.
I did say he's the best president of the 21st century. From George Bush to Barack Obama to Joe Biden to Donald Trump, I think it's not even close. Who was the best of those presidents? In my book, I judge by results. That being said, I believe I can take the America First agenda even further than Donald Trump did.
All right, so that's respectful to Trump. The MAGA people won't hate Vivek, and he goes on his way. The reason that he's getting some kind of traction is because many Americans, maybe most, are tired of the old politicians. All right, Mike Pence, Chris Christie, Nikki Haley, they all come under that, and it may be unfair, under that tent. They're tired of it. Now, Trump, he's a maverick. He's outside that. So he doesn't fall under that tent because he's not really a politician, Trump. He's a populist. Anyway, Ramaswamy knows that. Roll it.
The truth is I'm an outsider. I'm not a professional politician. I think we have a choice between super PAC puppets who are being propped up with prepped lines and millions of dollars to go along with it, versus, in my case, I'm an outsider. I think of myself as a patriot who speaks the truth.
Super PAC puppets. Okay. That's the system. And if Ramaswamy gets into a position where he is competing for the presidential nomination, he'll have super PACs too. I don't know if he'll be a puppet or not. That depends on the individual. So there's no doubt. And I, as you know, if you watch the No Spin News and listen to it every night, I hesitated jumping in on the analysis of this man until I could see where he was going. All right, could see how he held himself. And in the debate, he did well. He held his own. But he is not, he is not well-versed enough in foreign affairs. And I don't know about his economics, but you would assume the guy has a pretty good grasp of economics. But foreign policy, no. And that is his weak point. So let me make the case here. Roll cut one.
Far from it. I think that the Biden administration is so stubbornly attached to the idea of getting Xi Jinping to drop Vladimir Putin. What I think we need to be doing is get Vladimir Putin to drop Xi Jinping. Just like Nixon went to China in 1972, I think Putin is like the new Mao. I will visit Moscow, and I will pull Russia out of its military alliance with China. The Russia-China military alliance is the single greatest military threat that we face today.
I will visit Moscow and I will pull Russia out of its military alliance with China. Magic wand doing that? The United States is China and Russia's biggest enemy. Vivek is not going to change that. He could go, I guess, to Moscow and talk to Putin, but Putin's not going to kick over China in favor of doing anything for the United States. Not going to happen. Never has happened. Okay? Now, Trump controlled Putin. I still don't know how. Trump is very cagey with me. I've asked him 50 times, you know, what do you got on him? I think it has to do with economics, that Putin made billions of dollars, mostly in the energy realm under Trump, but I'm not sure. But Ramaswamy going over to Moscow saying, hey, Vlad, you got to pull out China and you got to ally with the USA. That's not going to happen. And I did some research throughout history. So Putin's a dictator and he's a killer. Yeah, we all know that. I mean, there's no two sides to that story. You have to talk to him still, I understand, but he's not going to be rational. He's going to do what he wants to do. And right now he wants to give the United States a hard time. There's only been one dictator / tyrant in history that I can find, one that's ever reversed course in fostering violence and fostering trouble for the world. And that is Attila the Hun. That's how far back you have to go. So what happened there was Attila and the Huns are coming down the peninsula of Italy, heading for Rome. And Pope Leo got on a horse and rode out to meet Attila, somehow convinced him not to sack Rome, and the Huns turned around and went back to Northern Europe. That's it. Now, they tried everything they could try with Tojo in Japan, Hitler. He mentions Mao with Stalin. It never works. It never works. The only thing that works with these tyrants is violence, is the threat of violence. That's it. Nuclear deterrent. You're going to persuade the imams in Iran to stop the terrorism? How about Osama bin Laden? So this is just fantasy stuff. When I hear Ramaswamy say stuff like that, I just roll my eyes because there's just no chance that that would ever happen. Now, in his own mind, he believes that he could do it, but, you know, you don't vote for somebody on a delusion. Okay? Now, I hope that comes in here and we'll discuss this as gentlemen. But, you know, if you could tell me one other violent tyrant in civilization that's ever stopped, I would be happy to hear that. The second soundbite, and this was again on CNN, is about Ukraine. Go.
I would freeze the current lines of control, and that would leave parts of the Donbas region with Russia. I would also further make a commitment that NATO will not admit Ukraine to NATO. But there are even greater wins that I will get for the United States in return. The top of the list. No, our goal should not be for Putin to lose. Our goal should be for America to win. That's what we have forgotten in this country, is that driving Russia into the ground is not a U.S. strategic goal.
Getting rid of Putin is a U.S. strategic goal. It's a world goal. I mean, this is a murderer. This is a guy who violates international law, goes into countries and kills women and children. He doesn't understand that? And as I made this point 1,000 times, and I'll be very brief, if you let Putin seize a quarter of Ukraine and say, okay, you can keep it, China goes into Taiwan. Right? Yeah. The only reason China hasn't gone in is because Putin's getting his butt kicked in Ukraine, which he is, and his, administration's tottering right now. I have predicted that Putin will be overthrown. Okay, it's not going to be easy, but it'll happen. He doesn't have the support of the Russian people anymore. And China's watching all this. Okay, so if you are a student of history, you know that Neville Chamberlain did the same thing with Adolf Hitler. Go take Austria, go take a large chunk of Czechoslovakia. Go ahead, go take it, and then we'll have peace. Well, that's exactly what Vivek is doing. Exactly. Because Putin doesn't have to do this. Ukraine doesn't mean anything to him. And he's disrupted the whole world and slaughtered tens of thousands of innocent civilians and displaced millions. And you're going to go over there and you're going to go, yeah, okay, all's forgiven. It just dangerous. So anyway, he's a smart guy. I believe he has good intentions, Ramaswamy. I think he has a future if he takes a tutorial under me and learns about the world and about how it works. He's certainly courageous. He goes up against the establishment. I like that. Down the road, I think he'll be a player, but not now. And that is the memo. Hey, if you watch my program or have been paying attention at all since COVID, you are aware of the risks we all face to our supply chain, critical infrastructure, and the power grid. Cyber attacks, gunfire, pandemics, all on the table. What would your family do facing a months-long blackout? No electricity, no fridge, no phone, no respirator, and an empty grocery store. Well, 4 Patriots has a new solar-powered portable generator. It harnesses the power of the sun, can be moved around the house, and is used to power essentials in a time of crisis. So don't procrastinate on ensuring your family's well-being at a time they need it most. Please go to 4patriots.com today. Use my code NOSPIN for 10% off. That's the number 4patriots.com. Again, use code NOSPIN for 10% off. Here is an example of gross propaganda, and it is so vivid that even MSNBC could understand it, but MSNBC put it out and doesn't care. This is about abortion up until birth. Roll the tape.
This claim that Democrats support abortion up until the moment of birth is entirely misleading. First of all, abortions past the point of fetal viability do not happen often. They are incredibly rare. And those that do happen involve agonizing, emotional, and ethical decisions. According to the CDC, the vast majority of abortions in the United States, over 80% in 2020, happen before 10 weeks of pregnancy. And over 90% take place in the first 12 weeks.
Okay, that stat and chart is a lie. The CDC does not have the power to mandate abortion information because health care laws protect any woman who has an abortion. So what Psaki just put up there is voluntary information. And anybody aborting a baby in the 9th month is not going to tell anybody, and certainly the doctor will not, because you leave yourself open to lawsuits and everything else. So Psaki knows that the medical privacy laws are not going to allow accurate reporting on abortions. She knows that and puts that bogus chart up there anyway. Said at the beginning of the program, corruption in America is out of control. And that is the corporate media. That is NBC, Comcast, allowing that to come into your home. Okay, the states that have no restrictions against abortion are Alaska, Colorado, Minnesota, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, Vermont. Okay? New York State doesn't have any. As far as I know, it's not on the list. Okay, this is from the Kaiser Family Foundation. I don't think New York State has any law Again, so I'll have to research it. Same thing with California. But the ones that Kaiser kicked over to us, none. Okay, you can kill a fetus up until birth. You think that's okay? Do you? Well, a bunch of Democrats do. Roll the tape.
My question was about any limits to abortion at any point. You know, late term, anything?
Look, you got to leave it up to the woman, because you and I sitting here are a bunch of, well, you and I sitting here can't account for all of the different scenarios that a woman dealing with the complexities of a pregnancy are going through.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, mental health of a woman. Look, if a woman's life is in danger, there's no state that would allow a birth if it's going to kill the mother. Nobody. But it's the mental health. See, that's what this guy and a lot of other Democrats are doing. I mean, if there is a judgment day, I wouldn't want to be on that team. All right, Smart Life binge drinking. This is for the middle-aged American. Binge drinking and pot smoking up huge. Okay? So in 22, binge drinking, 5 drinks in a row, was up 29%, and pot smoking was up 28%, or something like that. So older Americans are getting stoned and drunk way more than they used to. I don't know why. I don't know why. But Smart Life, not going to do you any good. Intoxication is not going to do you any good. It won't. Well, if you do it, it's a matter of when, not if. You're going to hurt yourself and others. It's true. All right, Disney shares, because of the woke stuff, have dropped to the lowest level since 2014. And I understand that Disney is now on the block to be sold. Disaster. Go woke, go broke, the cliche goes. Dick's Sporting Goods says its profits declined 23% because of all the shoplifting. Okay? And Dick has 70 stores nationwide. So here's the deal, Dick. You got a store that's got a lot of shoplifting? Close it. Go someplace else. All right? That's the deal. Nearly everything we do causes inflammation. Playing golf, tennis, basketball, pickleball, even some of the food we eat. Our bodies are in a constant battle against inflammation. And the older you get, the more it hurts. This is exactly why I want to tell you about a revolutionary relief. It's a natural alternative to fighting inflammation and pain management. Their plant-sourced active ingredients have been thoroughly tested. Rev Relief has soft gels that fight inflammation on the inside. These are great to add to your daily routine. They also have a topical roll-on for instant relief on the outside. Think of this as something you can keep in your golf bag. And right now, my audience has a limited time discount. The first 1,000 orders will get the roll-on completely free. This will not last, so please go to revrelief.com/Bill. That's revrelief.com/Bill. Okay, final thought of the day. So I'm dropping stuff. I don't know. This started, I guess, about a year ago. So, dropping the pen, dropping the coffee, dropping this, dropping that. And I'm an athlete. All right, I played 4 sports when I was growing up. Played college football, high school ice hockey. I mean, I'm semi-pro baseball. I've always been very active and, you know, not the most coordinated guy in the world, but I can pretty much do what I want to do. I don't know, about a year ago, I started dropping stuff. So, and that annoys me, by the way. Not only do I have to bend over and pick it up today, I just take in the little coffee cup and then I spill it. Like, what is this? So there are 2 reasons why I'm dropping stuff. One, I'm not in a moment. I'm pounding this into the urchins. Whenever you're doing something, you got to concentrate on it, or something's going to go wrong. That's being called in the moment. And I'm always thinking about other stuff. But I did call a doctor friend of mine, all right? And I said, what is this dropping stuff? And he goes, well, it's all about you getting older, that you're not as nimble as you used to be, that, you're not in control of your body as much as you were when you were younger. And I said, well, does that mean I'm not shaking or anything? He goes, no. It's just a matter of when you get older, you get stiffer. Now, I stretch in the ocean, in a pool. I do stretching, all right, all the time. I'm not a big weight lifter. I've never been that because I had to throw to football and throw to baseball, and weightlifting doesn't help with that. But I stretch. But that's when you get older. So to overcompensate now, you know what I'm doing? To not drop stuff, slowing it down. Slowing everything down. So picking up the water like this, taking the top off like very slow. And it's working. But today I dropped the coffee. There were some bad words, I have to be honest. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.